Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. It is a pleasure to participate, although remotely, in the 58th session of the Commission for Social Development. I want to start by thanking the United Nations Department of Economics and Social Affairs for organizing this event and for allowing me to deliver this presentation. I also wish to apologize for my physical absence. This event unfortunately overlapped with the 10th session of the World Urban Forum that is taking place on the same days in Abu Dhabi. The World Urban Forum represents the world's most important conference on cities and human settlements, and it is with great pleasure that I acknowledge that many of the World Urban Forum's priorities are also at the core of this 58th session of the Commission for Social Development. Amongst these priorities, housing is central to the discussion that are taking place at the World Urban Forum, and it is at the heart of UN Habitat's mandate. I am therefore extremely pleased to see the Commission's engagement in a topic that's so important to our life, to our cities, which is access to housing, and I could not be proud of the partnership between the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs and UN Habitat. Since our foundation, we have worked to promote, protect, and fulfill the right to adequate housing for all and assist the member states in doing so. Housing issues are also high in the Global Development Agenda. Both the SDGs, through its target 11.1 to provide access for all to adequate, safe and affordable housing by 2030, and the new urban agenda have set an unprecedented recognition of how adequate housing can contribute to sustainable development and people's well-being. The future of sustainable urbanization depends on how policymakers position housing as a priority in the public debate around sustainable development. To this scope, realizing SDG 11 and its target means understanding that housing is not just a roof, that housing is first and foremost a fundamental human right, the fulfillment of which requires a concerted, coordinated, and multidisciplinary effort from all stakeholders. UN Habitat actively takes part in this, as housing rights are at the core of our mandate, and their violation is and will always be one of our greatest concerns. Lacking such coordinated effort, the growth of cities and nations around the world corresponds to equal growth in poverty and inequality, two of the main drivers of homelessness. In our commitment to leave no one and no place behind and to protect vulnerable populations, we must act to stop homelessness as it represents a gross violation of housing rights, a threat to the security of people, to health, to the protection of the home and family, and to the freedom from cruel and inhuman treatment. The joint effort of the Department of Economic and Social Affairs and UN Habitat on homelessness stems exactly from this understanding. It aims to promote the idea that homelessness is as a societal failure rather than an individual one, a global phenomenon that affects millions of people from both developed and developing countries, and that requires a global effort. More so, it seeks to identify policy challenges and opportunities. It aims to deepen the understanding of the complex causes of homelessness, the challenges faced by homeless people, and the effect of homelessness on individuals and societies. To this scope, the United Nations Department of Economics and Social Affairs, with the collaboration of UN Habitat, organized the expert group meeting on affordable housing and social protection system for all to address homelessness held in Nairobi from the 22nd to 24th of May 2019. UN Habitat has released a report that aims to collect the input of the experts who participated in the meeting. More so, the report investigates the unaddressed challenges and key areas of intervention for all stakeholders involved in promoting and protecting housing rights, homelessness, and the overall realization of SDG 11. But how can we successfully intervene? How can we bring about real change without any shared understanding of what homelessness really is, of what its features are? Global threats like environmental disasters and conflict, accompanied by unprecedented migration flows and poverty, have dire impacts on the most vulnerable populations and communities and act as drivers of homelessness. The youth, the elderly, the women, the members of LGBTI community, those living with disabilities, the migrants, the asylum seekers, and other vulnerable groups have been and will be the most vulnerable to this phenomenon and must be afforded special protection. National policies should also reflect the increasingly crucial role played in the private sector and other non-governmental actors in delivering affordable housing solutions. The increasing commodification of housing, for example, requires policymakers to regulate real estate markets and work together with the private sector and civil society actors towards the creation of inclusive housing policies with a view to finally putting an end to homelessness. There is a need for a new understanding of homelessness, one that is inclusive, multidisciplinary, and politically, socially, and economically sensitive. This is also a need for an understanding of homelessness that is based on realization that housing entails more than four walls, that housing is not just a roof. I would like to end by commending your efforts and commitment to the new urban agenda and the SDGs, and by reiterating UN Habitat support to the Departments of Economic and Social Affairs to achieve sustainable cities with adequate and affordable housing for all to address the issue of homelessness. Thank you very much.